go so fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm to you. Used to pay to my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I was like this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Centene Community Ice Center here for tonight's special presentation of an outdoor classic matchup between the Maryville Saints and the Lindenwood Lions. We'll have your pregame show coming up right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, so don't go too far. Puck drop will be right after that. Happy holidays, everyone, and we'll be back.
A lot of the times, students that are thinking about entering our program, they have a lot of questions. They've done their research. A lot of the questions that the students have are based upon outcomes. Where am I going to be 4 years from now if I decide to be in the Rawlings Sport Business Management program? Here, I'll show you. Here's where our alumni work now. We have students working in the athletic department at universities. We have students working for sports teams. We have students working for sports agencies, whether it be an abstract marketing, a Learfield Sports, an IMG. Those are a lot of the organizations that are hiring our students. And we do have a lot of our alumni who do work for sports teams, whether it be the Houston Rockets, the Kansas City Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues. Many of our students have worked for those agencies and continue to work for those types of organizations now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Centene Community Ice Center. Todd Panula and Corey Madden coming to you from the barn, the outdoor rink here in Maryland Heights, Missouri, as we bring you this special presentation of Maryville Saints hockey with the Saints taking on the Lindenwood Lions. Corey, welcome in. It's been a little while since we've had you on a broadcast. Good to have you with us.
Yeah, it's been a few minutes, huh? I'm excited to be back, excited to watch some hockey.
Should be a good matchup between these two rivals. The Lindenwood Lions come in technically in their home barn, but it's going to be a Maryville home game, so they get the last change.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Outdoor hockey, 10 o'clock at night. What's not to love?
So it is a little bit of a late start for those of you joining us here on the broadcast. We hope that you'll be able to keep your eyes and ears open for the entire thing as we bring you tonight's matchup between these two rivals. Let's set the scene for you here tonight. The Maryville Saints come in ranked number 6th in the country. They are 6-7-2, going up against the number 12 team in the Lindenwood Lions. They are 3-6. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about, Corey, was the interesting dynamic that we'll see in this game. It's technically a home game for Maryville. They are 3-2-1 on home ice. So they get the last change, which is a big reason why a lot of home teams have success. But being as they're not in their technical friendly confines, do you see that being any kind of issue for either one of these teams, or does it not really favor one or the other?
I don't think so. I think kind of the element of being outdoors, and it's not really anybody's home barn per se. I don't think it'll play a big role. Maybe the last change will, but I think the atmosphere of being outside will just give them a little extra boost.
Almost kind of a neutral site game,
yes,
if you will, even though both teams within a half an hour of each other or so. Lindenwood comes in, again, kind of a technicality, being a road team. They are 2-5 on the road. But both these teams are evenly matched, despite the fact that the offense slightly favors the Maryville Saints. They come in scoring 46 goals, having allowed 47. Lindenwood a little tighter on the defensive end, only allowing 33, but only scoring 32. So both teams -1 in terms of the scoring differential. So it should be a tight contest.
Yeah, and it's been pretty tight most of this year. It's a lot of fun. Always the Lindenwood Maryville game is always fun. You just never know what's going to happen.
These two teams, the program's building a pretty good rivalry. And obviously Lindenwood a little bit more established. They're kind of the older sibling, kind of trying to keep the younger pup at bay.
Yeah, and Maryville's slowly but surely taking that ground, taking it over, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, the Maryville Saints are definitely making some good strides, proven by the men's program as well, who picked up a big national victory, defeating Liberty University last night. They did fall tonight, but still a good split on the road for the men's program.
Yeah, huge for the program, top to bottom, really, when you have big wins like that.
Circling back to this matchup, though, it's doing the preparation for this game. I was kind of amazed at how similar these teams are. Obviously, Maryville has more wins. They're closer to 500 than Lindenwood is, but in terms of their last 5 games, almost identical. Maryville is 2-3 in their last 5. The Lions are 2-3 in their last 5. Both teams played McKendree in their last games. Now the difference there is Lindenwood lost to the Bearcats. 3-2 was their score. Maryville's last win was against the Bearcats. And then the Saints unfortunately had a little bit of a tough weekend last weekend. We're talking about Liberty. The women faced Liberty last weekend, lost by a combined score of 10-1. So it was a little bit of a rough weekend. So they'll be looking to kind of push the reset button here tonight.
Yeah, and I think this is a great game. Like you said, it's a very evenly matched team. It's a great game to get back to the Maryville kind of style of play and get their feet back under them.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to pick up a win here this evening. Let's talk about their starting goaltender for tonight. In between the pipes, it is going to be Sawyer Duncan. She comes in with 5 wins under her belt and a pretty good save percentage, saving just over 90% of the shots that she faces. Not too many goals allowed in terms of the overall games played, but as we'll kind of allude to here later, they'd still like to get that number down a little bit. And one number that she would obviously like to improve on, Corey, is that 0 in the shutout column, I should say.
Yeah, and we know what we're getting out of Duncan. She's a solid goaltender. When she's in net, you always have the strong possibility of a win. So you can't ask for much more from her, really.
So Duncan will be looking for win number 6. It would be the team's 7th win of the year, should they be able to pick it up. Let's look at their starting lineup here for you. As the Saints come in, we talked about it. It is going to be Duncan in goal. She comes in looking for another victory for her team. Guarding her blue line over on the right side is going to be Emma Gerwitz. And on her side is going to be Manu Kelsall. Up on the forward lines, it's going to be Sydney Poisson on the the right wing. Elle Rutherford in between the two wingers. And it's going to be Anna Kallhammer over on the other wing. There you get another look at the lineups for your Maryville Saints, a pretty deep team. They're rolling just the 11 forwards here this evening, so that fourth line will kind of have to do a little bit of double shifting in terms of the center position, but a little bit of extra ice time for those players that get double shifted.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a good thing. You come off a tough weekend last couple weeks ago against Liberty, and then you get a lot of ice time tonight. So it's good things could happen,
So obviously the best thing that could happen for Maryville would be a victory here tonight. So some of the keys to tonight's game in terms of figuring out a Maryville victory, I'll start off with mine. I think they need to stay focused. We talked about it. This is kind of a special occasion. This is a regular season game. It counts in the standings just the same as any other game. But sometimes when you're in a different venue, you get phased by the different setup. It's not you're used to the same spots that you go to and warm up, and everything's a little bit different. They just need to focus on the game in between the lines, keep everything focused. It's just another game. Yes, you're outside. It's kind of something to soak up the atmosphere, but ultimately I think it comes down to just the 60 minutes that you play in the standard size rink.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mine is going to be support your goaltender, and that's play smart defense. Get the puck out of the zone. Don't give up odd man rushes. Don't dance at the blue line. Get it past the red line. Get it deep. Set the puck up. Kind of help your goaltender. That's play smart defense. Super important, especially against a rivalry on a night like tonight where emotions could be a little high outside. It's a new element, kind of like you talked about. So playing smart, playing simple, and support your goaltender.
Sawyer Duncan would definitely like that. Her stats pretty good coming into tonight's game, averaging just under 3 goals a game. But as you pointed out, Corey, the support hasn't always been there. It seems like sometimes goals will come in bunches or the offense isn't scoring quite enough for her. So hopefully they can stand up for their goaltender here this evening. So it should be a very good matchup. We talked about it. It's a budding rivalry between the Lindenwood Lions and your Maryville Saints. We'll have the puck drop coming up in just a little bit right here from the barn at the Centene Community Ice Center. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. We've got Saints Hockey coming up after this.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
I think the thing I love most about going back to St. Louis are the people.
Every time I come back, there's something new.
There's so much of the city that I have yet to explore.
From Six Flags to the Science Center to the Loop.
Ted Drew's.
Hey, and what about the sports? Come on.
You have to get to a Cardinals game. You have to get to a Blues game.
I mean, you have to see the Arch if you go to St. Louis.
It is Instagram bait.
St. Lou is home. It's my home.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
Learning in person or online. What works best for you? At Maryville, we let you decide. It's your education, your choice. Giving you what you really want. The power of options to create a personalized university experience as unique as you are. Go to class, participate in campus activities, take advantage of student support services, face-to-face or through a screen. We've merged the best of both worlds to give you a university experience that fits your life. Finally, the choice is yours. College has changed for good. Maryville UX, the future of higher learning.
When you sign up for hockey, you sign up for the USA Hockey Experience. From your first strides to your first falls, while learning to love the best game on earth. We're there. From your favorite coach, teaching you to love and respect the game, to the officials who are dedicated to keeping the ice fair and safe. We're there. For every celly in the corner, or big save in a shootout to win an overtime game at Nationals. We're there. As you develop on the ice and begin dreaming of wearing the red, white, and blue with a gold medal around your neck, we're there. And once the youth hockey experience comes to an end and you realize hockey is a sport that lasts a lifetime, we're there. Even if you're not sure there's a sport for you, we're there to make sure hockey is accessible for everyone. And as a hockey parent on this journey, we're there for you too. From your first drive to the rink and your first attempt at dressing your new hockey player, we're there. Whenever you're concerned about safety, both at and away at the rink, we're there. In the moment when you see your child grow into a young adult that you're so very proud of, we're there. Coaches, whether you're new to the sport and wanting to give back to your community, or an experienced bench boss striving to raise your hockey knowledge, we're there. And officials, from learning the rules of the game as a teenager to developing your skills into a lifelong passion, and for some, working the Olympic or Paralympic Games, we're there. When you join the USA Hockey Experience, the ice rink will become your second home. Your team will become your second family. Everything you want to achieve and more, every success and failure, we will be there to make sure that hockey is there for you.
This is my calling, where I was always meant to be. And everything I've worked for, everything my team has worked for, every practice, every drill has led me here. When the lights go up, and we hit that ice, it's all about that one perfect moment. Because this is our calling.
Good evening once again, everyone. Welcome to this Maryville Saints Hockey Network special presentation of this Collegiate Outdoor Classic. That's what we're going to call it anyway, because I'm pretty sure the other term is trademarked. Between the Maryville Saints and the Lindenwood Lions. The Maryville Saints, although playing in the facility that houses Lindenwood's home rink, the Saints will be the home team tonight. So they are wearing their home whites with the red trim, whereas Lindenwood will be wearing their black jerseys with the gold and white trim. Once again, your starting goaltenders for this evening for the home team. It's going to be Sawyer Duncan in between the net. She comes in 5-3-1, 2.84 goals against, 9.04 save percentage. Countering her is going to be Maya Busi. She comes in at 1-3. She has a 4.95 goals against average, still saving 90% of the shots that she faces, but that means that she faces quite a few shots. She's allowing almost 5 goals per game. We're underway, and the puck comes over here to the near corner with Lindenwood in control. They tried to go rink wide, and instead it went off the backside of their captain in Kennedy Frank. Quick shot in was blocked by Kelsall. Saints look to get it out. They cannot here on the near boards. Traffic run into there by Frank, and now the Saints come up with the loose puck. 35 seconds in, and a long shot bounced in by Callhammer, stopped by Busey, so that's her first stop of the night. Here's a chance now for Rutherford. She puts it towards goal from the angle. Couldn't quite get too much on it, though, and the Lions will look to head out. They cross the blue line, and a good step up there as the Saints are able to wall that puck off. St. Louis gets it. They stretch it out towards center. Brooks comes over the blue line. Soft little feather pass over towards St. Louis. She drops it back for Brooks. That was knocked down. She recollects in behind the net. St. Louis able to find a little bit of space in Gretzky's office. Calling for it at the point. Saints look to wrist one towards goal, and that's blocked and out of the zone. 18:35 left to go here in the first period. Scoreless game. Coming to you from outdoors. 29 degrees at puck drop. Don't often have to tell you about the weather during a hockey game, but that's one of the things that makes these kind of contests interesting. Back in neutral ice, Carter has the puck. Stretch pass ends up on goal, so that will avoid an icing. Toole picks it up for the Saints. A little pitchfork play, and they're able to get it out. Brought back over the line by the Lions, and they're offside. So in the early going, Corey, not quite 2 minutes played. Both teams have had a couple looks at goal, but still kind of that feeling out period so far.
Yeah, and well, you gotta watch for Maryville.
This one will be covered up for another face-off.
You kind of got to watch for Maryville. They kind of had a couple bad bounces and almost gave up a couple odd man rushes we don't want to see.
So the ice looks to be in pretty good condition, but it has had some games played on it throughout the day. Obviously, temperatures won't be too big of a factor. Wrist shot from the left side, score! Madison Teague with the wicked wrister. She beats Duncan on the blocker's side. That's her 5th goal of the year, and the Lions have struck first.
Yeah, that's kind of the game plan we were talking about, not giving up those rushes, and that was just an excellent shot. High blocker side, good shot. So hard to defend against right there.
So Teague's goal comes at 2:14 of the first period. Saints now find themselves behind the 8 ball just a little bit. So it's been a bit of a slow start for them. Really, their only couple looks at goal have kind of come either from the angle or from out towards the blue line. So the Lions have had a little bit better of the energy here in the early going. 17-17 left to go. Callhammer banks it off the boards. Too far for Rutherford. Lions look to counter. Harisco comes over here on the near side. Outmuscles the Saints defender. Now slap shot in, goes wide as Harisco couldn't quite put it on target. Shatford goes back in her own zone, rink wide. Return pass for Shatford. She finds a seam here on the near wing. Touch pass into the zone for Frank. Her stick was lifted. She manages to hold on to it. Quick play for Shatford. They scoop it towards goal, and it's cleared away.
And there's a little extracurricular in the crease there.
Duncan just now getting up. Pass a little too far behind Brennan. Otherwise, she would have had a good opportunity to put it towards goal. Back towards the point. Furbit puts it into the mixer. St. Louis recollects and circles back. Furbit takes the wrister. Easy save for Busey. Closing in on 4 minutes played here with a 1-0 lead for the Lions. It's not up on the scoreboard over there in the corner, but I assure you that's what it is. Now Toole glides over center ice and tosses one around as her teammates are changing. Callhammer on the forecheck, almost came up with the steal. But now good stick handling from Teague as she comes up the right-hand side. She's got some speed in behind her, hits the brakes, tosses it back. Antonio with it. She spins around and then lost control of the puck. Regains it on the circle. Antonio from in behind. Almost caught Duncan going the wrong way as the pass was looking for that far post. Heading to breaks now is Gerwitz as she looks to head up ice for the Saints. She'll skate all the way over here towards the near side, taking on everybody as Gerwitz and Kelsall are into the zone. They're the defenders. Saints were changing their forward lines. Now they've got all three of them out there. Lions are able to collect the puck and soup one out. This one's going to roll the length of the ice, but the linesman says no icing. So Gerwitz picked it up before it even crossed the goal line. O'Leary was stood up just a few feet outside the blue line. Saints popped that one back in, delayed offside. Lions with it. The Saints seem to be sort of setting their feet in this game now. Rutherford was sandwiched between two defenders. McGowan comes in with control, and then that one is poked away. Saints with a wraparound attempt. Backhand chance. Score! El Rutherford with the answer, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to throw the puck at the net and good things happen. Looked kind of like a harmless little shot and found the back of the net. Maybe a little bit of screen up front. Couple people in front.
Utilizing the defenders as a screen as well. So the Saints find the answer not too long after the initial goal. Teague scored at 2:14, 3:31 after that goal. Rutherford answers at 5:45. Kennedy Frank was pointing out the lack of score on the scoreboard, but I think the referees are saying as long as the clock works, we'll keep track of everything else. The game was already delayed in starting as we dropped the puck just about 30 minutes after we were supposed to. But that's what happens when you have these late starts. All the earlier games tend to push everything back. Teague with the puck. Dropped off towards her blue line, but she skates in on the attack from the right wing. Teague to the forehand. Bad angle chance off the side of the net. Now we've got a penalty coming up. And it looks like the Saints are going to get the first power play of the game.
Yeah, maybe the Saints can take this 2 minutes here and find their game and get some pucks on the net. Kind of goofy. I don't know if it's the 10:30 start time, but it's just kind of been a weird pace to this game.
Yeah, they definitely haven't found their sea legs, so to speak. 13:39 to go in the first. Tie game. Now they've got the scoreboard fully working. The penalty goes against Teague for tripping. Saints win the draw, which will allow them to get set up on the power play. Saints are scoring on 31% of their power plays. Gerwitz tosses it over. O'Leary gets it down low to Rutherford. She's shoved up against the wall. O'Leary comes up with the loose change from the side of the net. Cross ice. Poisson puts it towards goal. Was trying to stick it 5-hole, but the stick was down. Now Gerwitz to Rutherford and back. Straightaway point to the near circle. Poisson. Gerwitz again. Wrist shot. Deflected a couple times. St. Louis couldn't quite get it there. Puck rolling over towards the far point. Gerwitz holds it in. 1:20 left in the power play. Cross ice. Poisson with the shot, and that's knocked away. Poisson will carry in behind the net. Now to the far corner. Drops it off for Rutherford. She goes from the half wall to the corner. Straightaway point now. Gerwitz. Poisson on the circle. Shot blocked. Getting in front of it was Drost. Poisson is on it again. Bad angle chance. Turned away by Busey. Rutherford tried to get it back, and that one is sent away.
Maryville's doing a good job of setting up that nice one-timer. Just maybe a little bit more puck movement, you know?
Seems like they were looking specifically for Sydney Poisson, who does have 5 goals on the year, but most of them have come on the road. She just hasn't found that scoring streak on home ice yet. Here's Toole out of the point. Wrist shot in. That one is blocked as Dawson tried to put one towards goal. Loose along the side of the cage. Busey says, I had enough of that, and covers it up.
Just over 20 seconds left. Maryville's moving the puck really nice. Be really nice to find the back of the net. Maybe get some momentum going. Find some rhythm.
Saints would definitely be able to play with a lead, but they've got to score the goal to accomplish that. Under 12 to go here in the first. 15 seconds left in the power play. Poisson from her left wing spot. McGowan is able to peel it off the boards. Dawson at the far point. Steps up towards the top of the circle. Down low to Poisson. She puts one in from an angle, and that one is turned away again. Back to 5-on-5 action. Shatford comes off the bench as T goes to the box, or the bench, I should say. Now McGowan, a long shot. That's off the shin pad of Frank. Callhammer flips one back towards the corner as the Saints are trying to keep up the pressure. Picked up by Fuchs. She's able to get it up towards center, but Shatford couldn't bring it down. McGowan is back in her own zone. Off the dashers. Poked at by Poisson, and then she continues it into the zone as she goes off on a change. 9 minutes played. Both teams have scored a goal. St. Louis made the interception at the blue line, but then Saints gave it right back. Put in by Brennan, delayed offside, though, as everybody was confused as to who was offside, so finally everyone touches up. St. Louis, nice stick handling, gets it down low. Return pass for St. Louis came from Brooks. St. Louis from the corner. Brooks was caught off guard. St. Louis with control again. From the dot, put it towards goal. That one hit traffic in front. Blocker save made in tight as Busey saw it late, but got the waffle board out. Lions are able to clear. They need to change as the Saints have been able to put on some more pressure steadily here. Off the skates of St. Louis, so no icing. Halfway through the period, Turcotte skates over on her offside. Chips it up towards the blue line, but not out. Good hold in by the Saints as Morris was there. Kaufman tries to clear. Again, a good hold in, this time by Kelsall. Here's Morris, near side for O'Leary, just a little bit too far behind, went off her skates. Now Fuchs in the corner for the Lions. Off the side of the goal. Duncan just kind of watched that one. Drop back towards the point with her. Wraps it around as it trickles over towards the corner. Saints trying to reverse it. Closing in on 9 minutes left. Maryville's able to send it down, but they were on the wrong side of the red line, so no change and an icing call.
Maryville looks like that power play really helped them, got their feet under them, and got some good puck movement, getting in there and, doing some good forechecking.
Definitely have found a little bit more life after that. Saints win the draw. Gerwitz picks it up. Up the line to O'Leary. She'll flip one in, and Busey covers it up as it ricocheted off the wall. So offensive zone draw for the Saints with 8:53 left in the period.
Gonna do some dancing?
Got to get out the glow sticks. Here's McGowan, slap shot. That one got through, a seeing eye shot. Forced a late pad save. Lions can't clear as it is blocked off by St. Louis. O'Brien was trying to catch up to it in the middle of the ice. Lions were just able to clear. Here's Brennan in a skate race, trying to track down Teague. O'Brien is there as well, and the Lions with a good play to get it up the wall. blowing a tire there is Shatford as she's slow to get up. Bilton shoved to the wall. Another good hold in by Argyropoulos. Another quick change as the Saints trying to keep their legs fresh. Frank hits the brakes just north of the red line. They try to find space on the far side. Saints were wise to that. Maryville carries it over the center logo. Brought in by Toole. She'll peel back. Runs out of space. Good find for Rutherford. She puts it into the mixer. Poisson the shot. That's blocked up into the air. Rutherford jabs at it from the far side of the net. Poisson gives it back to the point. Slap shot coming. That's knocked down. Lions are able to find the loose puck. 7:25 left to go, and it's dumped in on a line change for Lindenwood. Rutherford. Ooh, that one was just slowed up by Bryn Carter. Otherwise, Rutherford would have had a partial break. Lions find the seam up the middle, but it goes off the backhand of Keller. Lindenwood recollects. Brendan comes up the near wing. He's able to stick handle around the defender. Puts it in front. St. Louis had it come off the tape. Back checking is Antonio. Lions trying to get it out. Antonio uses the reach to just out duel Brooks. Caught up along the near side dashers. Wouldn't think so, but that little bit of extra glass down there is very helpful to see what's going on.
That's a nice little added touch here.
Got all the bells and whistles. Played off the far side. Saints come up with it as they're doing a piecemeal line change. Gerwitz with the puck, tries to go up the middle. Skate to stick now. Shot in by Cooper, and that was blocked away. Cooper picks up the loose puck. She was spun around, though. Dawson with a hammer shot. That kind of rolled on her, so ended up more as a rainbow. Lions pick up the loose puck again as they try to find some space. Shatford just puts it into the far corner. Another line change for Lindenwood. Frank is trying to slow things up. Gerwitz finds the puck. O'Leary up the near side wall. Lost control of it. That goes off the backside of the linesman. He's going to feel that a little bit. .5:25 left to go here in the first. 1-1 score. Teague scored at 2:14. Rutherford answered at 5:45. Saints have the puck back in their own zone. Dawson now on the near side. She'll try to wrap it around. Rolling and trickling along the corner. Rutherford was there. Poisson joins in. Callhammer set up shop in front. Just looking for a pass. But it's tied up along the end wall. Referee was about ready to lose his patience and blow it down, and then the puck magically came loose. Off the back skate of Harusko. So now the Saints continue to put on the forecheck. Teague comes up the near wing. Poked and jabbed at. Lost control of it along the boards. Callhammer sees it rise up into the air as Asplund comes down with it in her own zone. Frank now with it. This one will go the length of the ice. And it will be an icing call. 4:21 to go in the opening period.
Maryville's doing a decent job of getting the puck in deep and creating some havocs. Maybe they can, that's a formula, like, a winning formula. Seems like top to bottom they can get in there and create some, issues on the forecheck.
And they were shaky in the first 5 minutes or so, but ever since then they've really found themselves here in this game. Backhand chance from Furbit was met by bodies in front. Loose in the circle. Frank picks it up. Teague joins in. Frank slams it off the dashers as Lindenwood is changing again. That's been the problem for the Lions here in the last 5 minutes or so. And every time they're able to get it into the offensive zone, they need a line change. Wither comes over here to the near side. Teague sweeps it in, and she heads off. 3:40 to go in the period. Toole picks it up behind her own goal. Up top to Cooper. Nice little touch pass to Morris. She puts it in towards the middle. Scramble in front of the goal. Busey trying to avoid the traffic, but some of that was her own defenders. Gerwitz is back at the red line. She whistles one around. Loose in the corner. Saints regather it close to the half wall. Gerwitz on the near side point. Trying to find a shooting lane off the stick of Morris. She's able to regather it, put it towards goal, and Busey was down nicely.
That was a good second chance. Good follow through. Oh no, if it's the acoustics here, but you can definitely hear the benches talking to the ice. It's good to hear.
It's definitely different than Maryville's home rink. Not to say one's better than the other, but just you get a different experience for sure. Over here to the near side, as Brennan was able to intercept it in the slot, but now the Lions come out with pressure, slightly numbers. Stick was lifted by Harishko, so she has to recollect on the backhand. Back to the forehand, to the point for Carter. Return pass for Harishko was cut out. Brooks is able to get it over the blue line. Antonio comes into the fray. Still can't get it back in on the attack, and the Saints will clear. 2:25 to go in the opening period as Fuchs has the puck. Give it away. St. Louis from the blue line all the way over to the far wing. Little feint move. Gets the pass. Then a shot in, and that's turned aside as Busey makes another save. Down low in the butterfly. Saints put more pressure on as Dawson's puck was turned away. Antonio got crisscross with Turcotte. Has to peel back and pick up possession. Fuchs gives it up to Harishko. Gerwitz just barely got it around. Comes in on the attack. Rutherford trying to sweep it into the corner. Defender is there. Just kind of outweighted Rutherford. And now Teague sends out. Shatford from the far wing. From the backhand. Trying to cut back in front. Glove save made by Duncan.
It's a good solid save. It's kind of a hard game for a goalie with this kind of, I don't know, lackadaisical pace kind of, to come up and make a good glove save.
Especially with the player cutting back towards the middle, so you don't expect the shot to go to the glove hand side. Good body check there from the Saints. They were able to wrestle possession away. One of the smaller players on the ice, too, in Elle Rutherford, but she's a feisty one. She's not afraid to mix it up. Asplund was kind of spun around, lost control of the puck. It was in her skates, but sometimes when it's that close, you don't really know where it's at. Pops back out into the neutral zone. Poisson has her stick taken away. That's in the offensive zone, but she's going to the bench. 45 seconds left in the period. Saints need to be careful here. Don't want to give up a late one. Brennan puts it up towards the middle. Just kind of guided in by St. Louis. 35 seconds left. Toole got just enough of that one to knock it down. Jousting match between Brooks and Carter. McGowan goes across the rink. Toole was looking up top. McGowan comes over. Good defensive play there. She had to be certain about that one. Offside against the Saints with 10.4 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, that was a scary play. Good step up, good play. Bounced the other way. Could have been a scary situation.
So it'll be a neutral ice draw. Saints are able to win it. They've had the lion's share, no pun intended, of the face-off wins. So the buzzer sounds. We've played 20 minutes here at the barn. Nothing decided yet as we're all even. Both teams got a goal, but still a lot to play for, Corey, in the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, maybe they come back on the ice here. And the first part of that, the first 5 minutes was a little off. They got the power play, got their feet under them. Maybe the second period to get in here and get some goals and get to Maryville hockey.
So we'll come back with your second intermission report in just a few minutes, and then after that we'll have the puck drop on the second period. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSZ, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSZ, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Frederick Roofing, wherever you live, from Bridgeton to Baldwin, Brentwood to Kirkwood, St. Anne to St. Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Frederick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Frederick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
What about your dreams, man?
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
SHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Hogan Trucking, comprehensive transportation, straightforward solutions.
And welcome back to the barn here at the Centene Community Ice Center. It's a home game for the Maryville Saints, even though they're playing the Lindenwood Lions. And after one period of play, the score is 1-1. Corey, we don't have official shot totals for that period, but it felt like after that first 5 minutes when things were a little bit shaky that Maryville kind of found their footing and kind of took over the rest of that period.
Yeah. Maryville definitely found their feet after that 2-minute power play and got into the game. They gave up a couple goofy rushes there. I would like to see Maryville maybe get a little throwing pucks at the net's never a bad idea, but some of those shots were kind of weak shots. You kind of like to get them to move the puck a little more and get some quality shots.
Yeah, right now it almost seems like they're just trying to funnel everything to the net as opposed to looking for quality first. But you got the one in behind the goaltender, and that evened things up. It looked like it was going to be a good start, and it was for Lindenwood as they got the goal from Madison Teague coming at 2:14. And as we said, kind of in that first 5 minutes, it looked like it was going to be Lindenwood's game because they were kind of grabbing everything by the scruff, really taking it to Maryville. But then, as you pointed out, Corey, even though they didn't score, that power play seemed to kind of turn things around.
Yeah, and Maryville needs to be careful because Lindenwood has some very sneaky, quick players. So you want the defense. The defense has got some good shots from the point. You want them to step up, get some offensive chances, but they also can't cheat too much and let Lindenwood have those open shots like they have been given.
But that power play attack seemed to kind of settle the Saints down. They were able to get multiple looks towards the goal. And even though they didn't score on the power play, it was that second effort that would lead to an L. Rutherford goal to tie things up at 5:45 as she was able to kind of cash in on the loose puck. As the Saints you see the big scramble out in front, and Rutherford was able to just find it and put it back behind the goaltender, tie things up. And the Saints didn't get as many good looks towards goal, kind of to your point, Corey, but I think for a first period to get themselves settled down, overall it was okay, but they probably have plenty of room for improvement.
Yeah, and then that huge glove save by Duncan to keep them kind of in the game. That could have been a make or break goal. Kind of got a nice strong push there and then got on your toes a little bit. So it was a good save in net, and hopefully Maryville comes out and can put some points on the board.
Especially late in the period, you don't want to let anything up. Neither team did. All the goals coming in the first 6 minutes of the first period. We'll see if they can get some early scoring going in the second and how things will roll out in the middle frame. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop on the second period of action. This is the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Clowns up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
And the puck is dropped here on the second period of play, with both teams looking for their second goal of the game as well. Still just a shade under 30 degrees according to the weather app, but it feels a lot cooler out here, so players look to keep their legs moving and the blood pumping as we try to keep ourselves as comfortable as possible here in the broadcast area. 30 seconds gone. Lindenwood has gotten the first look towards goal, but not an official shot on net as they cycle the puck around from the near side corner, picked off the wall by Antonio, given off Shatford's shot, and the net was dislodged in the process.
That is, it wasn't bad, and then it got cold quickly.
And there's, you can't really blame it on the fans or lack thereof, because there's a smattering of people here, but they're not necessarily even around us. So it's just the weather itself seems to have changed a little bit.
Yes, it has.
Lions were able to win the faceoff, but then the puck came out of the zone. Closing in on a minute played as that one's tapped away by the stick of Sawyer Duncan, as she has tried to keep herself a little more active. She keeps that one alive after making the long save from the blue line. Frank takes a spill as her skate was kind of caught up with Kelsel. No penalty handed out. Saints come into the offensive zone. Kelsel comes in, drops it off for O'Brien. She takes a wrist shot but misses. Poisson trying to track it down as there seems to have been a little bit of a mix in the lines here in the early going. O'Brien is out there right now anyway with Poisson and Callhammer. Now they've made the rest of the line change as O'Leary comes out, as well as Argyropoulos. They try to stuff it in from the angle. Paddle went down for Busey. She was able to steer that away as the Saints were trying to cross-ice pass. Rink wide it goes. McGowan couldn't quite hold it in, although she was very close. Saints lob one in, and they're going to say that didn't hit a stick on the way through, so it's an icing call.
Those are the type of shots that good shots on net, but you like to see a pass or two and get a good quality shot. Also, that looked very close to the red line. I'm not gonna lie. Looked like they got the red line on that one.
If nothing else, it looked like it nicked off of a Lions stick, but linesman said no. So we get the face-off inside the Maryville defensive zone. Argyropoulos trying to send it up the wall. She's surrounded by two Lions players. Asplund is able to cut off the clearance. Held in by Harishko as well. Now it's on the stick of Carter. Her long stop was stopped by Duncan. And she's able to freeze that puck for another face-off. .17:32 to go here in the second period. It's been a pretty clean game to this point. Just the one power play for the Saints. They're 0 for 1 with the player advantage. St. Louis picks it up off the near side wall, skates it in from the near side, wrist shot in, Busey with the stick save, puck goes in behind the net, centering pass found nobody, and that will escape the zone. Toole tries to wrist it around, but it was slowed up by Drost on the way through. Drost with the loose puck, pass was too far behind Asplund. She was able to recollect, but it's lost its center ice. Furbit flips it on around. It ricochets over here to the near wall. Toole comes up to the point to tie things up. There's a stick battle in the fray right along the near boards. Saints able to come up with it. Good step up by Shatford to keep a shot away. Morris looking for space. Toole at the point to the half wall for O'Leary. Her shot was blocked. Toole picks up the loose puck, and then it's jabbed away by Shatford. Saints have to touch up on the delayed offsides, and they quickly come back on the forecheck. Intercepted on the way through the middle, but it was too hot to handle for Morris. Saints able to pitchfork it away. As Kelso got a stick to it initially. Potential too many players on the ice.
47 players on the ice. 47 players. It's about time.
Eventually, they finally had to call it, and that's
the whole bench was on the ice.
I mean, you almost feel bad for Lindenwood. They're going for a typical line change.
That's a good, smart play by Maryville, though.
Exactly.
Just
yeah,
throw it up the boards.
It back over there. So now Lindenwood has to select who they're going to put in the box, and it's going to go on Risa Shatford for the bench minor. So the Saints will have their second power play of the evening. They worked the puck around very well the first time around, just couldn't come up with the goal. We'll see if they find a way to hit the back of the net this time around. They start off well with a face-off win. Poisson gives it over. Gerwitz with a wrister, and that one had some power behind it, but it missed the target.
That was a good setup. Good quality shot.
Gerwitz from center ice. Gallops in. Settles the puck down as she carries it around the net. Stick handles all the way around the world. Hands it off now. Gets the return pass from Poisson. Here's Rutherford. She's already got a goal. Her shot was off a skate. Poisson backhands it back to the circle. Gerwitz into the mixer for O'Leary. Poisson. Gerwitz again. Rutherford. Cross ice. Poisson the shot. Pad save. Would have been a juicy rebound had somebody in white collected it, but instead the Lions cleared out. Gerwitz with the stretch pass. Goes off some skates, and the Lions will ice it. Antonio coming in with the pressure. Saints have to come and back check to try to steal it away. Good job, though, by Loki Antonio to kill some time off this clock, and she still won that puck to send it back to center ice. 45 seconds left in the Saints power play. Brooks heads up ice from the right-hand side. Through the wickets of the defender. Comes in, stick handles, shot in, and Busey the save.
Some good quality chances on this power play. Nice setups. Just maybe we need a lucky bounce to get it in the net, huh?
It's that final play hasn't quite been there on the man advantage. 37 seconds left to find another goal. Toole drops it back. Dawson looks at it. Pass just went under the stick of Toole. Toole with a wrister, and that's an easy glove save. That's the kind of shot that you don't mind taking, but you need a little bit of traffic in front.
Yeah. Little traffic, maybe a little lower, get a rebound or something.
26 seconds left in the bench minor being served by Shatford for too many men. Dropped off to Gerwitz, back to Poisson as they play tic-tac-toe. O'Leary, Gerwitz, shot on, looking for a deflection. Instead, the defender got there. Poisson goes to ice, lost the puck in the process. St. Louis will find it trickling over on the far wall. Here's Rutherford, time ticking away. Gerwitz as we're back to 5-on-5, slap shot in. Puck rebounded way out. That almost sprang a counterattack. Now it is going to spring a 3-on-2. Here's Antonio from the near circle. Slows it up, tries to go up top, and scooped it up too high.
That one looked like it could have been good from about 50.
She was going for the three-point shot.
Yes.
Antonio coming back. Obviously the intention was to go up high on Duncan, as they were able to beat her high to the blocker side. That shot was labeled for the glove hand side, but they mentioned just a little too far over the net. Here's Argyropoulos. She'll just sauce one on around as her teammates are changing. Lions have it in their own zone. Teague sees it slip away from her grasp. Argyropoulos got it back, puts it in behind O'Brien. Shatford stick handles around, plays it off the dashers to herself from the angle. That goes off the iron. I think Duncan got a piece of it, but still a little bit of a nervy moment.
You know what they say when it hits the posts? Goalies playing their angles correctly.
Frank comes in on the attack. Saints are able to steal it. Potential counter. Here's Poisson. She's got Callhammer in the middle. And that one got all the way through. Slammed in behind the net. Saints trying to steal it. Callhammer just kind of ran out of the gas as the Saints are a little bit close to the end of their shift. Tie up here along the near side corner. Callhammer's in, as well as Asplund and Carter. Rutherford able to shake that one loose. Shot blocked. That one's probably going to sting in the morning. Saints with another good line change as they're able to get fresh legs out on the ice when the puck is in the offensive zone. When you're in the second period, that is paramount. Brought right back in by O'Leary. She's able to stick handle her way through, but then finally that last defender was one too many. Morris on the puck. O'Leary gets it off the dashers. To the point, Furbit kind of wound up and wristed it in. Still missed the target. Toole comes on around, tries to stuff it in. The rebound chance, and Busey made the save. Loose puck. O'Leary off the side of the cage. Perhaps a shoulder save. It's tied up along the end wall again. O'Leary and Cooper are in for the Saints. Morris hoping for a loose puck out in front. Instead, the Lions collect off a partition. It will go the length of the ice, and they're going to say no icing.
Hit a player, maybe hit a Maryville player.
It's the only thing I can think is Cooper takes a hard spill. Closing in on the halfway point of the contest. Furbit was able to gather it at center ice. Should have slowed up by Horishko. So possession was lost. Lions give it away in their defensive zone, though. St. Louis tried to backhand one towards goal. Wouldn't settle down for Brooks. Antonio had it poked away. St. Louis into the middle. It went off a skate, and Busey covers it up with 9:56 left to go.
It's great sustained pressure for a good solid 6 or 7 minutes by Maryville. Get a offensive zone line change and then get right back in there. And with the pressure, it's a great pace they've come out the last 10 minutes with.
Somewhat similar to the first period where they have really kind of used that power play to vault themselves a little bit, but still haven't found the back of the net a second time as of yet. Lions, after a good start, have been pushed onto their heels. Been doing a lot of defending, and when you're not in control of the puck and you're trying to figure out what your opponent's trying to do, that's going to take some energy out of the legs. Long shot in by Gerwitz, missed everything. Kelso pinches in to keep it alive. Saints put it out into the middle. Stick was lifted. Gerwitz with a chance. That's blockered away. Now Gerwitz had it slide around. Good recovery, though, as she was able to pick the pocket of Shatford. Lions, at this point, they just would like to enter the offensive zone without having to change lines.
Yeah, they don't have, there's no place for shots over there. But what they have, I don't know, do they have a shot this period?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that one hit the post instead of Duncan, so that wouldn't count.
Ooh.
Here's a chance, though, as the Lions come in. Antonio trying to get it back to the forehand, ran out of space, but she's hauled down. Penalty coming up. So Lindenwood will head to the power play for their first time this evening. So the Lions haven't had too much to speak of in terms of the offense here in the second period, but if they can get a face-off win and get set up, perhaps they'll have a couple looks at goal. The penalty goes against Paige Dawson. Saints win the draw and send it down the ice. So Lindenwood will have to set it up from the entire length of the rink. Turcotte flips one up, and Teague stick handles in. Slick little move to gain some space. She'll slow it up. Straightaway point to Turcotte. Her shot was blocked. They were looking to knock it down. That was close to a high stick from Bilton, but I don't think she touched the puck. 8 minutes left in the period, 90 seconds left in the power play. Teague with a wicked wrister. That's off the shin pad. Teague looks to get it again. Thought about a slap shot, ran out of space. Antonio drops it back. Turcotte has to slow it down with the backhand. Teague with another shot. That was blocked by a defender. Carried around by Bilton. Antonio from the far corner. Turcotte at the point. Teague again. She's been the focal point of the offense so far. Antonio from the circle, dusted it off. Turcotte slap shot. That was right down along the ice. And it missed the target. Teague had it slip away, and that one's going to exit the zone. Saints now will get a line change, at least their forwards. Brought right back in. Oh, and a good back check by the Saints, avoiding that cross-ice pass as Harishko was set up on the backdoor play. They set it up for Drost. Antonio with the high shot. Save made by Duncan, and the Saints will clear. Time enough for one last push by the Lions if they hurry. 12 seconds left on the power play. Drost with the puck. Scoot pass. Settles down for Wither. Frank deliberately comes in. Wither. Cross ice. Off the toes of Shatford. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Good kill by the Saints. Wither goes to the Drost on the far circle. That was turned aside. Here's Shatford with a backhand scoop, and that's too high. Puck out of play. Stoppage on the clock with 6:10 to go in the second.
Maybe we can kind of get a role reversal here where Maryville can kill a power play and then get a goal.
All the little momentum things seem to be going the Saints' way, but when it's 1-1 and you're tied up, anything can happen. Lions hoping that that little burst of attacking play can kind of help them out, but the Saints are able to steal it away, and quickly they spring the counter. Here comes Brooks from her off wing. Takes a quick shot, but missed. Just trying to catch the goaltender by surprise. Maryville thought that one was going to exit the zone, so now they have to try to reestablish their positioning. They're able to steal it before it clears. Here's Gerwitz. Stick handles, whips a shot in. That one went off the stick, I believe, of Asplund. That's why she lost control of it, but now here's the 2-on-1, and a good little poke check by Gerwitz. I think Asplund was also looking to get off. Now here's a 3-on-1. Rutherford puts it into the middle at just out of the reach of Sarah Brooks. Brooks was looking for her first goal of the season, but they just couldn't connect on the pass. Arishko is able to carry it all the way around. Goes skate to stick and lost control. Poisson gained the blue line and just feathers one down. Good touch on that to avoid an icing. Under 5 to go in the second period. McGowan bangs it off the boards. Drost picks up the loose change. And now we've got...
Ref didn't know if he wanted to do it or not.
Did they seriously call a hand pass?
Did it hit the boards or the hand?
But she passed it to herself, didn't she? Or am I... I must have missaw something. Whatever the case is, it's an offensive zone draw now for Lindenwood. See if the Lions can capitalize. Drost will put one towards goal. It banks off the end wall. Callhammer had that puck hit something and just
looked like it hit that tire mark.
Yeah. Somebody did a little burnout over there along that Bud Light sign.
Great step up again by the D.
Callhammer put the pressure on, forced an early pass from Fuchs. Saints, they had some space here on the near side, but that didn't come off the wall at the right angle. Here's McGowan, fires it far side. A little bit chilly over there.
Yeah, my toes are cold.
3:45 to go here as Busey makes a save. His first shot on goal for either team that's been a clean look in a couple minutes. Dawson keeps it alive for the Saints as it's tied up along the wall. Comes out of the zone. Dawson puts it right into the midsection of Fuchs. Bilton comes back the other way. Step up by Brennan. Now she finds a seam. Wrist shot trickles off the cuff of the glove and wide. Brennan down on her knees. She's going to draw a penalty. It's going to be a cross-checking call to send the Saints to their third power play. So 3:14 left to go here in the second period. Saints will have their third opportunity. We'll see if the third time is the charm. Rutherford with the face-off win, but the Lions were able to bang it out to center ice. That'll kill off about 10-15 seconds. Brought back in quickly by Poisson. St. Louis crisscrosses positions. St. Louis from the corner tries the shot from the angle. Busey turns it away, and the Lions with a good clear. Gerwitz with the puck from behind her own net. Good pressure by Shatford. Able to pick her pocket. The Saints captain was able to recover. Cross ice, they find Poisson. Pass was a little too early for O'Leary, but she does end up with the puck. 2:25 to go in the period. 1:10 left in the power play. Gerwitz back to Rutherford just outside the circle. Gerwitz again. Waits, puts it in front, score! Colleen O'Leary with her 5th of the year, and it's 2-1.
Some good puck movement. Got in the zone a little, was like an awkward play to get in the zone, and then a great shot.
So the third time was the charm for the Saints on the power play as they get the goal at 17:45. And they've taken a 1-0 lead. A 1-goal lead, I should say. 2-1 is the score. We'll blame the cold weather for that one. Brooks comes in from the circle, and they scoop one towards goal from the middle, but it was swept just wide. Brennan trying to catch up to the loose change. 2 minutes left. Into the middle for St. Louis, and her stick was lifted. Here comes Antonio. She's got speed. A little bit of a push from McGowan, but McGowan using her strength to knock off the slightly smaller player. Poke check made by Brooks. Brooks sends it back into the middle, but it was intercepted by Antonio. Lost control of it, though, so it was left in the vicinity of her teammate Harishko, but couldn't do much with it. Turcotte steps up from the blue line, trying to keep something alive. Lions find themselves down by a goal despite having the first goal of the game. 1:10 left in the period. Tie up in behind the net. Good step up by Toole. Knocked it away from Asplund. Asplund's lost her mitt on the right side. Saints with the puck. Now O'Leary with the shot. She was looking for another goal. Lions able to chip it back out to center. Furbick quickly back in. Delayed offside, though. Saints have touched up. They pick up the loose puck on the far side. Toole had it knifed away. At the back check from O'Leary is able to steal it back. Rutherford skates past her own bench. She comes in with O'Brien. Rutherford cuts around, looking for somebody in the middle. Just a little too hot on that pass. 20 seconds left in the period. Rutherford gets it again. She's getting the double shift right now. Toole gives it back to Rutherford, but it hopped over her stick. That goes off the body of Rutherford. Loose along the side of the net here on the near side. Asplund chips it up towards the blue line. 40 minutes are in the books. 20 minutes left in regulation, and the Saints have a 2-1 lead. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk things over in your second intermission report, and we'll have your third period as well. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Clowns up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99. More power for me.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head.
I'm home.
33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Clowns up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next.
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Just about ready for third period action between the Lions and the Saints, with the Saints leading by a score of 2-1 and 20 minutes left in regulation. The Lions are hoping that that's not all that's left in the game, as they would like to tie things up. Saints looking to see this one out, perhaps add an insurance goal. The puck is dropped here on the third period, with the Saints getting it in the offensive zone here in the early going. Rutherford able to steal it away in the corners. The Lions try to chip it out. Gerwitz steps up, jabs it back into possession. Rutherford tried to hand it back to Callhammer, but wise to that play was Jessica Wither. Puck goes over to the far wall as we've played 32 seconds here in the third period. Rutherford was upended. She'll head off to the bench. A little bit more of a breeze here. Shouldn't affect the players too much, but it's making things a little bit more uncomfortable for those of us in the stands.
I don't like it. I think it should stop.
I'm pretty sure my weather app has decided not to work. It's still saying that it's about 29 degrees. It's got to have gotten colder. Regardless, puck goes into the offensive zone for the Saints.
That was an awkward bounce. I took a Maryville bounce for sure.
Came back out in front. Busey was still in good position to cover that up. Running down the score line for you. Madison T got things started at 2:14. Here's Loki Antonio. She cuts towards goal. Good glove save made by Duncan to keep the going goal lead for the Saints. Rutherford scored at 5:45 of the first period. The lone goal of the second period came late on the power play, as Colleen O'Leary has given the Saints their current one-goal margin. Off the draw, Carter was able to flip one towards goal. So we see some Saints fans coming in a little bit late for the start of the third period. Argyropoulos just muscled away from that puck, almost regathered it though. Good second effort for both teams. Argyropoulos takes an awkward fall into the end wall, and she will draw a penalty in the process, as we're going to get, I believe that was a boarding call. Roughing is the call, my mistake. Nevertheless, the Saints will get their fourth power play attack of the evening. They are 1 for 3. Drost in the box. Saints win the draw. Gerwitz, she's got a lane, and she tried to put it up high. On your average goaltender, that would have been to the blocker side, and I think that might have scored. But Busey, a left-handed goaltender, catching with the right hand, was able to catch that in the webbing of the trapper. Poisson dusts it off. Gerwitz with another shot, looking for a loose puck in front. They blow the whistle a little bit early.
It's a quick whistle.
Did look like Busey would get control of it, but when the whistle went, she didn't have full coverage on it. Saints win another face-off. Poisson hands it back to Gerwitz and then gets the return feed. Down low, she tried to sweep it to St. Louis. St. Louis popped one back out in front, off the defender's stick. Gerwitz from the point, No shooting lane available. Gerwitz gets it again. There's a shooting lane. Another save made by Busey.
This is important minute 14 left for the Saints. They can get up 3-1 and keep their foot on the gas pedal. They're definitely getting quality shots on this power play.
Already had 2 or 3 top-notch looks at goal. Gerwitz has been the quarterback on the power play. Poisson back to Gerwitz, far side for O'Leary. She's got what right now would be the game-winning goal. Right. For the moment, it's only the go-ahead goal. Poisson down low to St. Louis. Into the mixer. Too many Lions sticks in front. Gerwitz. O'Leary just outside the circle. Return pass. It kind of rolled on her. She couldn't get a quality shot. Under a minute to go in the power play. Lions with it, and they will clear. Puck in behind the Saints net. I don't know if anybody knew where that puck was because Duncan had to come back out of the crease to play it. This one pops up in the air, hits the glass, and stays in. 15 seconds left. But with the Saints back in their own zone, that will all but kill off their 4th power play. Still time for one last push into the offensive zone. It's gained by Toole. She glides on around. Can't find a seam to take a shot from the circle. Does take a shot. Nibbles off the glove. Back in possession of the Saints as Toole has it once more. To the point now. Dawson. Skates it down low. Toole is there as well, so that means the Saints have forwards back in defense. Dawson comes back to help out, bumps Antonio off the puck as Brennan was there as well. Dawson, looks like her stick had been held. Referee's just going to say play on for everybody. Antonio's able to pilfer the puck away. Gets it down low to Frank on a very deliberate pass. Slips away from Shatford. Toole takes a little bit of a slash and gets it out to center. Teague will flip it towards goal into the far corner. Lions almost able to keep that one in, just out of the reach. Icing is the call against the Saints, so the clock will stop with 15:09 left to go here in the 3rd.
That was a long 5 minutes. Did that not seem like an eternity to you? We had 2 power plays, a couple great shots, and it's 15 minutes left in the 3rd.
For as few stoppages as we had, it did seem like it went by a little bit slower. As that one caught up in the blocker of Sawyer Duncan. She's able to just kind of push it out towards Paige Dawson. Now an interception for Poisson. She puts it towards goal and is blocked again. She's been a little bit snake-bitten in terms of wearing the home sweater. Hasn't had too many goals to speak of. As we mentioned, 5 in total, but the vast majority of them have come on the road. Gerwitz able to tie up with Drost. The puck just a little too far behind Kallhammer. Intercepted again. Busey with the save, and then the defender shoves the Maryville player. That was St. Louis right into the goaltender. As long as I followed the sport of hockey, and I've played goaltender here and there, I've never understood why the defenders do that. It's like you see the player facing your goaltender, don't check them into your goaltender.
Yeah, that's always a scary play, and it's not a smart hockey play. You can take your goalie out.
No icing as that one just ran out of steam, so they waved it off, even though it did cross the goal line. Antonio reverses, stick handles, gives it off. Turcotte gets one through. Duncan doesn't know where the puck is, though. Finally, it's over here in the near corner. Antonio back to the point again. Teague wrists one down towards the half wall. Saints were able to intercept. St. Louis sees that her teammates are changing, so she'll wrap it around the wall. Teague comes over here to Harishko. Feather pass for Antonio in the middle. Trying to avoid the poke check. Gets it in for Shatford. Shatford gallops on around, tries a wraparound attempt. And the puck is caught up in the back of the net. And they will blow it dead.
Where did that go?
It's either in the side of the net or the back of the net. It's
no one knew where it kind of went there.
Wither gets it down low. Shatford is there, picks it up off the wall, tries a reverse pass for Bilton. Shatford again in towards Frank, who was set up in the slot. Too many defenders around her, though. She was the lone player in the middle. Bilton looking to get it off the wall. Frank is able to come back and steal it for a moment. Kelso knifes her way around and then just chips one on in. Line change coming up for the Saints. Callhammer, she's at the end of a long shift. Still doing a good job on the forecheck before she heads off. Shatford gains the red line. Stick save made on the long put. Toole will carry in. Gets it back towards the forehand. Just ran out of space as the defenders were well positioned. Orishko trying to cut back in front. Duncan says no on the near side. Antonio drops it for Teague at the point. Cross ice pass, too close to the line. Now St. Louis trying to pick the pocket. Brooks was there as well, but Turcotte was strong on the puck. Here comes Antonio with numbers for the Lions. Harishko the shot, Duncan the save. The rebound is turned away. Big time save for Sawyer Duncan to keep the lead.
She's really coming up with some timely saves to keep the lead for the Saints and then keep a tied game in the, was that the first period?
It hasn't been tested too often, but sometimes those are the games where it's even more difficult to keep your mental focus. We saw it right there. Even though the puck spilled over to her left, she was able to dive out and keep the lead for the Saints, at least for now. Just about 9 minutes played. Now the Saints have numbers with a spill at center ice. Here's O'Leary, the shot. Busey, the blocker save. O'Leary gloves it down to keep it alive for the Saints from the near side corner. Dug out by Drost. Wither comes back towards the near corner as a couple players have gone to ice, one for each team. Wither picks up the loose puck again. Left it instead for Keller as she tried to head up ice. Lions again in a line change. Rutherford struggled to pick it up off the Dashers. McGowan was able to hold it in for the Saints. Frank pushed up against Callhammer. A wrap play for Poussin wasn't quite there. 10 seconds away from halfway through the period. Rink-wide pass from Bilton. Finds its target. Shatford tries to return the favor. That goes high almost off the face mask of Kelso. She comes in on the attack. Joined by Poussin and Callhammer. Plays it off the side of the goal. Busey had the blocker down.
Looks like the net came off down there too.
As of right now, they're not going to stop anything. Antonio can't hold the zone. Saints get it in on the attack. 9:30 to go. Again, they go rink wide, and they find Antonio. She slows it up just a bit, trying to get the return feed from Harishko. Saints able to just barely get it over the blue line. Second effort from Toole is able to lift it in the offensive zone. Poked loose as Brooks is putting on the pressure. Here's St. Louis. Her shot was knocked away. Brooks back behind the net. St. Louis will catch up to it. She's on her off wing. Now gets it back to Toole. St. Louis straightened herself out. Now here's Brennan with a shot. Right pad save. Oh, the rebound swept just underneath the goaltender. It glanced just enough to stay out. And then we get a stoppage in play with 8:50 to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that net's been off for a good minute now.
Yeah, it looks like they use those magnetic stays instead of the drill holes. So those are much more apt to come off, which we saw a few years ago in the conference tournament for the Maryville men. It seemed like they were coming off every other play. Cross ice pass from Antonio. Couldn't find its intended target. She regathers in the corner. Stick save made on the shot. Antonio again. She's been the answer for Lindenwood for anything that Elle Rutherford has done for the Saints. Lions are going to go on to the power play. Puck over towards the far side. Nobody had touched it up, but the referee still blows the whistle, so clock stops with 8:10 to go. And the Lions will have their second power play of the evening.
Huge kill for Maryville right here.
So the Lions will send out a power play of Frank, Asplund, Shatford, Drost, and I believe Wither was the final attacker to come out. Shatford's got a shooting lane, tried up quickly as Gerwitz came over, and then Wither puts it wide of the far side of the goal. Shatford comes back, but Drost was there to hold it in. Lost the poke for a moment. Frank gets it. Shatford fans on the wrist shot. Far side it goes to Wither. Shatford's head up in the middle. Puck exploded on her though. Drost was able to come back, otherwise Cooper would have been off to the races. Lions work it back in. 1:28 left in the power play. Lindenwood trying a piecemeal line change. Off the bench is Turcotte. Wristed in, score! Power play goal for Lindenwood, and we've got a 2-2 game. So Turcotte able to get the goal. Seeing eye shot through traffic on the power play at 12:32 of the third period. And the penalty against Shelby Furbett ends up being a costly one for the Saints. And now they've got to quickly push the reset button to try to find a goal to put themselves back up with 7:25 left to go in regulation. Lions perhaps looking for the dagger. They come in, put it towards goal. Duncan tried to glove it down, seemed to kind of just push it away. St. Louis is able to get it to center, but no further. Brooks gains the offensive zone, but thwarted at the blue line. Again, the scoreboard hasn't wanted to be cooperative here this evening. It is 2-2, and we are at 5-on-5. Lions with the puck in their own zone as it just escapes. St. Louis slaps it back in. Frank carries it up towards center. Wither at the blue line is able to get it back to Frank towards the red line. Rutherford stole it for a moment, but Antonio with the answer. Stretch pass out of the reach of Poisson, and this will be an icing call against the Saints. 6:09 to go here in regulation. 2-2 game. Teague and Turcotte, the goal scorers for Lindenwood, sandwiched in between are Rutherford and O'Leary for the Saints.
It's been a really evenly matched game so far.
Again, trying to stretch pass. Here comes Sydney Poisson. She's going to avoid an icing. She got Callhammer in the middle, but the passing lane just wasn't there. Toole catches up to it on the near dot, peels it back, finds Brennan, wrist shot in, knocked down by the Lions. Saucer pass intercepted as it's picked up by Gerwitz. Saints changing on the fly, 5:40 to go. Gerwitz got a tip onto that one, so it should not be an icing. Well, what do I know? I swear I heard that. I swear I heard that puck hit a stick. But the referees are out on the ice. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 5:33 to go here in the period of a tie game. Wither was able to keep it away from Brooks. McGowan with the wrister. That got all the way through, but no rebound as Busey was able to cover it up. So despite the fact that she came in with a relatively high goals against average, Maya Busey has been very good in net for the Lions.
Yeah, she's had some very, very good saves to keep their team keep her team in the game. Both goalies, for that matter.
Morris won the draw. O'Brien had her stick lifted momentarily, but regathered from the corner. O'Leary has it. O'Brien trying to scoop it out between the wickets. Frank slams on the brakes. Punches one back over towards the near side. The puck is loose out in front. Backhanded shot by Morris was off target. Again, just a little too much traffic in the middle. Morris gives it back to the point. Dawson to McGowan. Wristed and blocked by Shatford. Saints doing a good job to hold it in the zone. The shooting lanes are not plentiful right now. 4:40 to go here in the period. McGowan back at her own blue line. Dawson is calling for it, takes it, sweeps it into the zone as the Saints complete a line change. Trying to hem the Lions into their own zone. Good steal by Rutherford. She's smushed up against the glass. 4:15 to go here in the third. It's 1-1 after 1, 2-1 Saints after 2, and it's 2-2 right now. Frank almost lost control of it. Now she does. Saints cannot gather clean possession, though. Everything is right along the perimeter on the wall. Callhammer able to regather it in the high slot. Wrist shot. They were looking for a deflection. Poisson had the stick there, but it was covered up just long enough to get a face-off.
It wasn't. Was it even covered? It didn't. It was.
Again, we get a quick whistle, and I think the referee's even kind of telling Maya Busey, it's like, I thought you were going to grab that one clean.
Yeah, it was deflected. It was basically at the face-off dot.
Saints are still able to win the face-off, but again, clean possession is hard to come by right now. Saints are able to keep it in the zone, though. Gerwitz walks the line, backhands one right into the body of Antonio, but still keeps it in the zone. Here's Brooks, down low, centering pass, looking for Brennan, and too many sticks in the way. Gerwitz with a shot and a pad save made. Brooks, quick tap pass. Got it down low, and then the Saints couldn't corral it. Brennan from the half wall. Stolen, Hurishko heads on around. Now the Lions look to go north. They skate up past center. Hurishko up the seam, and a poke check from Gerwitz, the captain, with a good defensive stand. So the Lions have flipped the script. From the corner, dropping it in, looking for Fuchs. Now the Saints, the ones on their heels as they can't clear it out of the zone. St. Louis with an opportunity. She'll skate it over the blue line, up to the red and on in. 2.5 to go. Misplayed by Busey, but Brennan just kind of blindly put it in the middle. Nobody was home there in white. McGowan pinches in. Lions get it out. Lions trying to line change, so Asplund was all by herself. Speed on the side of O'Leary. Just able to get to it first, though, is Drost. Nobody on the far wall for Maryville, so the Lions keep it in. Good deflected play by McGowan. The defender comes in on the attack, but couldn't catch up to the puck. Under 2 to go. Carter, rink wide, intercepted. Saints come in offside.
Saints are making a real strong push here. Last 3 or 4 minutes. Some bouncing pucks. Some goofy whistles.
So we had a little bit of a late start. We are inching closer to perhaps an even later finish. 1:35 to go. Slap shot. Shatford's drive was blocked into the near side corner. 85 seconds remaining. Callhammer, I think if she goes down, she might have drawn a penalty there, but instead she stayed on her skates. Slap shot goes wide. With her, trying to wrap it. And getting over to make the save is Duncan, and then they score! The Lions have taken the lead with 1:09 left to go here in the third period. And the go-ahead goal was scored by Risa Shatford. So Shatford scores at 18:51 to reverse things. And Coach Tommy Lang has decided to take a timeout. They want to try to draw something up here to potentially get an equalizing goal in the final 69 seconds. So Coach Lang is not too happy. He just kind of stared at most of his team as they skated over towards the bench.
It's almost like they just ran out of gas. They had some strong pressure, kind of laid off the gas pedal there for a minute, got some more pressure, and then the last 2 minutes, last minute and a half, it's kind of been in the Maryville zone for a little too long.
Yeah, you give credit to the Lions for finishing off that play, but to your point, Corey, it almost seemed like once Lindenwood got it into the offensive zone, the script was completely flipped in terms of Lindenwood really putting the Lions on their, or excuse me, Lindenwood putting the Saints on their heels. So Shatford has what would be the game-winning goal as of right now, unless the Saints can get a last push. So Gerwitz gets it into the zone for Brooks, into the middle for Rutherford, swept away. 60 seconds left. Lions cleared out to center. The step up from Poisson gets it back in favor of Maryville. Here comes Rutherford with the deflection! And a save made by Busey.
Another huge save for Lindenwood. Those timely saves, both goalies have had some very key timely saves, which, like you said earlier, it's kind of hard to make those saves when they haven't really had a lot of quality chances.
Important face-off win. The Lions take it. They'll sweep it in behind the goal. Poisson tried to drive it over to the corner. Brennan was there. Instead, it's on the stick of Brooks. Sweet pass. They find Gerwitz. Her shot was blocked, and that's going to leave the zone. The net is empty for the Saints, and now they've given it away. Shatford had it just out of her reach. Frank trying to tie things up here along the boards. Saints will gather it with 22 seconds left. Brennan looks to head up ice. Brennan using her reach to get it in. Here's Brooks, and she fans on the shot. The Lions have it with 10 seconds left, just trying to kill off this clock. Poisson pokes it loose. The Saints cannot gather it. Frank with it. She's just trying to send this down the ice. It runs out of time, and the Lions have won. The Lindenwood Lions win by the score of 3-2, and they improve to 4-6 on the season. The Maryville Saints fall to 6-8-2.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Had the lead going into the third, kind of some 2 fluky goals.
So it was an interesting back and forth game. The Lions got the first goal of the game. Madison Teague scored at 2:14. As some of the fans here have decided to go back and forth, a little verbal jousting. Rutherford tied things up at 5:45 of the first period. O'Leary gave the Saints a 2-1 lead on the power play at 17:45, but unfortunately for Maryville, that would be the last goal they would score. 2 goals came here in the third period, both of them on the Lindenwood Lions side. Turcotte would score on the power play at 12:32 to tie it up. Shetford with the game-winning goal at 18:51. So that will wrap up our broadcast here this evening. I'd like to thank Corey Madden for joining us here and braving the elements as we'll try to warm ourselves up after we wrap things up here. Corey, any final thoughts on this game here this evening, I should say?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I missed you guys. Maybe next time let's do it inside.
We'll try to keep it out of the elements the next time around. So that'll do it for us for this semester and this year. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all the Saints fans out there. We appreciate all your support and the fact that you watch every single game. We know that you enjoy it, and we enjoy bringing it to you. Unfortunately, they couldn't win the final broadcast of our 2022 portion of the season. We will see you in 2023. They will play the Lions again tomorrow evening. Stay tuned to Maryville Saints social media for results on that game. But until 2023, for everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, we'll send out a APB to find out where Andrew Marsh managed to find himself. But for Chuck Kraus, for Eric Skelton, for Corey Madden, I'm Todd Panula. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you on the flip side.